This is the S1000R, basically BMW's class-leading, brain-liquefying superbike with its pants off. Technology-wise, this is one Bavarian bratwurst with all the toppings. We're talking race ABS, traction control, heated hand grips, electronically adjustable suspension, quick shifter. But it's also got one thing I've never seen on a sports bike before. Something I think should be on every sports bike. Something I think can move the class forward and encourage other manufacturers to do the same. And it's right under here.
Hallelujah, 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 it's got cruise control. Hallelujah, 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 it's got cruise control.
Thank you very much, Bacane, Melbourne's premier choir for young, sexy people with awesome voices.
No worries.
It seems crazy to me that in this day and age, when everything's electronically controlled anyway, I have to get a choir in to celebrate the fact that I've found cruise control on a sports bike. You only ever find cruise control on those massive mega tourers, the most comfortable bikes on the road. It's like, oh, poor me, I've got to spend an hour on the freeway on my frickin' sofa. It's crazy. Sports bike riders need to cover long distances too to get to the twisty roads that we crave so much. It's just that when we get there, we like to go around corners really quick. Cruise control on a sports bike is, if anything, even more valuable than it is on one of those big tourers.
Right, hopefully that's out of my system. Now, let's quickly compare this funky little beast with its superbike racing big brother, the S1000R. BMW has pulled off the race plastics and the clip-on handlebars and replaced them with slightly smaller plastics, a boggle-eyed headlight mask and a big flat handlebar.
Oi, get out of it.
In pictures it looks kind of lumpy and awkward, but in the flesh it looks nasty and aggressive and really quite cool once you calibrate yourself to BMW's trademark asymmetry. White is definitely the pick of the colours, red and blue just don't do this thing justice. They've also detuned the 200 horsepower 1000cc engine for more mid-range. I know what you're thinking, that means they've lopped off its danglies and you can expect a bike about as exciting as a day-old salad. But still, let's give it a chance, let's see if it goes. Right, that'd be a yes. In fact, it feels a lot faster and a lot more aggressive than the RR sports bike. That's partially because it actually has lots more torque and horsepower than the RR, all the way up to 10,000 RPM. But it's not just that. The throttle response is set somewhere between hair trigger and light switch. This thing is a monster.
Something in the magic of the way this throttle's been mapped for this bike makes 160 horsepower feel like way too much for the road. Oh, good luck finding full throttle. It is just insane. Woo!
In the back of your mind, you know that you've got BMW's excellent traction control and race ABS smoothing out your ham-fisted throttle and brake work, but any false feeling of reassurance is just obliterated by a tidal wave of acceleration.
If this bike's a day-old salad, it's a day-old salad with a nuclear bomb in the middle of it. Absolute insanity. Somehow this thing's got every safety system known to man, and it still feels like the most dangerous thing I've ever bloody ridden. Picks up speed so fast. Dear Jesus.
Once you've picked a sporty riding mode and set the electronically adjustable suspension to hard, you're basically sitting on a street superbike, except with comfier ergonomics. It tips in aggressively and it's got an insatiable appetite for corners. The seat, which feels a bit planky at the end of the day, is perfect for the twisties with lots of room to move around.
If you've ever used a BMW quick shifter, you know they're the absolute dog's bollocks. Unfortunately, the engine's just so flexible that once you're in the twisties, you don't want to dance on the gear lever at all. Just leave it in second gear, third gear, fourth, it almost doesn't even matter. Unbelievable.
As you might be able to tell, riding this thing to the level of my meager abilities was quite an experience. This is a bike that demands respect. I'd put my nana on the R sports bike, it's so smooth, but I wouldn't let her near this thing. In fact, I think I'd keep it chained up at night, and not for its own protection. So there you have it. BMW's S1000R is an extraordinary bike, a naked bike that actually feels crazier than the superbike it was built from. With its different riding modes, you rarely feel like you're making any sort of compromise for the road that you're on. It's packing more heat than I can handle, as well as some of the best safety technology in the business.